Welcome back to FM Story. We're into the second half of season 11 of the Glory Hunt, save our second season with PSG, and this second season is going so much better than the first season was. This time last year, we were well off the top of the table. We were probably already out of the title race. This season, we're top of the table, 4 points clear. We're in the quarterfinal of the Coupe de France, and we finished top of the league phase of the Champions League. Coming up in this episode, we've got the quarterfinal of the Coupe de France. We've also got a big league game coming up against Marseille. And at the end of the episode, we've got a big home game against Rennes, who we lost to earlier on in the season. And they are currently second place in the league. So by the end of this episode, we should know whether we're going to be in with a real chance of winning the league. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We ended the last episode with a 1-0 victory in the Coupe de France away at Marseille. And we began this episode on a bit of a roll. We won 6-0 at home against Dunkirk, 3-0 away at Lorient. We came from behind at half-time to beat Concarneau in the quarter-final of the Coupe de France. In the end, we ran out pretty comfortable 5-2 victors, but at 1-0 down, and then when they pulled it back to 3-2, it was a bit dodgy. We ended up winning 5-2 and safely through to the semi-final, where we've been drawn against Montpellier, which will be coming up in the next episode. We then went away to Metz and won 3-1 with them getting a late consolation goal. We won 4-0 at home against Stade Rennes, who had beaten us earlier on in the season when our job was still under threat. And then the most recent game was the first leg of the last 16 in the Champions League, and we really did not perform and lost 2-0 away from home at Bayer Leverkusen. So we've got some work to do there. But coming up next, we've got a big game against Marseille. We are currently sitting pretty comfortably at the top of the table. We're 7 points clear of Rennes. We're 11 points clear of Monaco, 13 points clear of Nice, who are the defending champions. Marseille down in 8th. 21 points behind us, and hopefully we can just continue this good run of form we've had in the league. So for the trip to Marseille, this is the team we've picked. We've gone with El Sayed and De Ligt in the centre of defence. We had been playing De Ligt in the holding role in midfield, but we've dropped Vitinha in there, largely as way so we can get Florian Wirtz and Poche into the same team. And as we said, we're 7 points clear at the top of the table. Hopefully, we can pick up another 3 here to keep that run going. Not much happened early, but Wirtz chips a free kick into the box. De Ligt nods down, and Barter scores, but I think he must be offside. And yeah, it's disallowed for offside. Wirtz just chips the ball in. De Ligt gets up and nods it down, and Barter's just slightly in front, and it's ruled out for offside. And again, we've had a big quiet spell in the game there. They've got a throw in our half, though. Ball into the box, a free header at the back post, and luckily it loops wide of that far post. Right, they've got the ball on the left-hand side. Merlin cutting inside. Out to the winger on the right. Low cross into the box, and we've defended that so badly. We've allowed the fullback to cut inside and run halfway across the pitch, and then he finds the winger in space, and then we've let him put a cross in across the 6-yard box, missed the first interception, and they've turned it home. And there we go, half-time 1-0 down, and that is just absolutely not good enough. We need to be so much better in the second half. Zaire Emery came into the game, having picked up a knock in training a couple of days ago. He's probably coming off at half-time. But no one's really shown anything in that first half for us. Right, we made 2 changes at half-time. Obviously, as we said, Zaire Emery's gone off and Batshuayi's come on. Nuno Mendes came into the game with a bit of a knock, so he's gone off, and Ewan Andre's come on at left-back. Right. We have done absolutely nothing in the second half, basically. Right, throw for them in our half. Right, approaching the edge of the area. Great finish, but a dismal performance from us in this game. Just so much time and space. Free shot from the edge of the area. And that's 2-0. Time now to throw everyone forward and see if we can get our way back into this game. Right, a free kick for them. As we approach injury time, this is basically the game's gone now. And it hits the woodwork and goes over. Just a truly dreadful performance. We've lost 2-0. If Rennes win their game the weekend, they close the gap. We've got Rennes before the end of the month as well. So things are starting to tighten up at the top rather than maintaining or extending the lead. We're now at the end of March and we've got a big game coming up against Rennes. First versus second. Luckily, we're at home. Since that defeat against Marseille, we won the second leg against Leverkusen 4-1 to see us go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, where we've been drawn against Atletico. We then beat Toulouse 3-1 in the league, and then we beat Auxerre 2-0 in the league before the international break. Which means, as far as the league's concerned, we are 4 points ahead of Rennes going into this game. Obviously, if we win, it puts us in a really strong position to win the title. If we lose, it makes the title anyone's game. So this is the side we've picked for this big league game. Obviously, it could go a long way to deciding what happens as far as the title's concerned. We've got pretty much everyone available. So we've gone with El Sayed and Silva in the centre of defence just to give us a bit of mobility and youth in the relative youth compared to the other centre halves we've got. Right, so obviously we're going with that strikerless formation that's done us well this season. They're going with the 4-2-3-1. Hopefully we come out on top. We're going to have to keep Martinez quiet. Karim Kanate and Andre Santos has played well against us in about every game we've played against Rennes in the 2 seasons we've been at PSG. Now that is a blow that we did not need. Lucas Fontana, our leading goal scorer, off after less than 5 minutes. And we brought Rodrigo on to replace him. Very little happening in this game. We've had 6 shots, but obviously we've not seen a highlight yet, so obviously not great ones. They've, by the looks of it, barely made it into our half. And now they've had David Martinez go off injured as well, which is a big blow for them. Nuno Mendes to Vitinha on the edge of the area. Back to Mendes. Vitinha again. Mendes again. Cutting in on his left. Goes past his man. And forces the keeper to turn it over for a corner. And Wirtz across to take it. Aims it for the far post. And the keeper comes and claims it pretty safely. Right, free kick for them in injury time. First time we've seen them go forward. We've won the ball back, and Barta wide looking for Rodrigo. It's poor pass and it's easily cut out, but Rodrigo wins it back again. White and Barta. He gives it away, trying to go down the outside. We've won it back. It's getting very sloppy towards the end of this first half. El Sayed to Vitinha. Goes all the way back to Diogo Costa. Antonio Silva now to Rodrigo. Nuno Mendes to Rodrigo down the line. Infield, looking for Wirtz into the box. Holds it up. Back to Rodrigo. What a finish. And a bit of sloppy play from both sides. Sort of end to end in terms of giving the ball away. And then we've just broke on them. Rodrigo into Wirtz. He holds it up. And then just pulls it back. And Rodrigo makes a move out away from goal. takes a touch and then just bends it into that corner to put us 1-0 up right on the stroke of half time. And there we are, 1-0. I mean, based on the match stats, you have to say that's deserved. Obviously, it's just about the only highlight we've seen in the game. So, obviously, those chances we've had haven't been great. But now we just need to hold on and make sure we don't lose this game from here. Right, we made one change at halftime. Zaire Emery was struggling fitness-wise, so we brought on Bacciarina. Mendes with a free kick to Rodrigo. Back to Mendes. Vitinha now the deepest of our players. Back to Diego Costa. El Sayed now wide to Powell's. On to Bacciarina driving forward. And Barta on the right. Crosses. Bacciarina's shots turn behind for a corner. Mendes to take it. It was a flat one. And it's headed behind for another corner. Another one towards the centre of the goal. It's headed clear and nothing comes of it. But another corner from the other side this time. Wirtz. It's headed clear as far as Vitinha. Back to Wirtz. Cuts it on his right foot. What a finish that is. Are we going to be... I mean, surely that's not offside. He must have... Yeah. As I say, he must have got out. It's headed clear. He comes from, just cuts it on his right and then just hammers it into the far corner to put us 2-0 up and in a really strong position. Comfortably onside in the end. Right, we made some changes to get some fresh legs on. Oh, we're making some changes. They've got the ball with the keeper at the back. It's wide to Powell's and Barta. He's about to come off. What a ball. Into Bacciarina. And the keeper makes a great save to keep it at 2-0. And the goal kick goes long. El Sayed takes it down on his chest, finds Powell's. He goes back to Diego Costa, out to Antonio Silva, back to Costa. El Sayed just gives it away in a stupid position. And then a ball over the top. And thankfully they've wasted a great chance there, but we've completely switched off. Right, Fayette with a corner for us towards the back post. And it's headed over the top. There we go, full time and a big victory as far as our chances to win the title are concerned. It increases our lead over Rennes at the top of the table to 7 points with just 6 games left to play. And there we are, the end of another episode, and we're rapidly approaching the end of season 11 of this Glory Hunter, our second season with PSG, and it is going so much better than season 1 with PSG did. We're 7 points clear at the top of the table with 6 league games left to play, and we're in the semi-final of the Coupe de France against Montpellier. So join us next time to see if we can win one or both of those trophies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.